Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya if you're new, and today I am going to be doing a watercolor video, coloring with watercolor video, featuring these watercolors that Paul Rubens sent to me. So I will leave a timestamp. I will talk about them a little bit and then we will go into the tutorial. It's much easier than you think to base and color with watercolors. So I'm going to break it down really easy for you guys, beginner friendly. I hope you enjoy, and let's get into it. So the box comes like this, beautiful box, and it comes with a fabric so that you can dab your brush. And they actually changed the packaging to make them the color of the actual thing. So I'm gonna, ooh, and they have here all their colors. That's good. I think it's in, oh, but it's in Chinese, but they do have numbers. So I am gonna swatch them and then keep the labels and come back. Okay, so I didn't put them in entirely yet because I wanted to figure out what order I want them. And before I stick them in with, this is kneaded eraser. So I did stick one in, or two of these, but the rest I didn't. So I'm going to figure out what order I want, and then I'll put, I kind of already changed the order, but these are the swatches. The colors are beautiful. This is a really unique color right here, the lavender violet. It's more of like an opaque watercolor, has some white in it. Then you have this really awesome neon pink. They're calling it peach light. I don't know why, but that's what it's called. Then you have the nickel yellow, it's called. It's basically like the gambage, but a little bit more green, I feel like. I love this color. And I really like the olive green. It's a beautiful color as well. And then the indigo again. So the sienna deep is a little bit translucent. So that is something to note. It wasn't like that pigment. This is the darkest I could get it, but that could be a good thing. So you do have other browns that you could mix in with it if you want to make it like darker. And so that's nice. And I really like this India yellow. It's a nice bright color you don't always see in palettes because it's a yellowy kind of orange. So I did put all of the swatches right here. This is a different palette. And I always save them in my journal. So I'm going to show you very, very easily a demonstration of how to color, and then I will show you more examples in a coloring book. But let me just show you really quickly an example. So let's say you want to do the very simple purple petal, or an element that is purple, let's say. So you're going to take a lot of the color like this on the bottom. Okay. Then we are going to put a little bit more water in our brush. Go up, and if I feel like the pigment is too much, I'm going to clean a little bit of the pigment. And then go up like this. You could also leave white. Whoops. So, oh, that's not the best example. Let me show another example. Hang on. Let's do magenta. So a water brush holds a lot of water. So I'm going to do the most pigment on one side of the element where the shading is. And then I'm going to go, as I go up, it becomes, I'm continuing with my brush and has less and less pigment. Sometimes I need more water because I ran out of water. So I just dipped my brush in the water, and there you go. So I created like a gradient without any pencil. Now, of course, you could go pencil on top. But you see how easy that was? I'm going to demonstrate it one more time. Let's do a green. Oopsie. And this is just the simplest way, okay? This is the simplest, easiest, straightforward way to color with watercolor. You're going to take the pigment, take a nice amount there, put it on one side of the element, okay? Then we are gonna little bit clean the brush a little and then go up like this. And there you go. You see how you created a gradient? Look how quick that was. Imagine doing that with pencil, how long it would take. Now I love the effect of the watercolor. See how the watercolor, of course you got to do this on decent paper. I have done this on Amazon paper and it still worked. But I'm going to show you another thing. Now, when it's dry, you could take another color and add, like let's say you left a little white. You could take another color and do the other side. For example, let me show you a petal, let's say. Or a leaf, whatever. Let's do this color right here, magenta. Oh, I already did that one. Let me do a different color. Let's do this one. Okay, so I'm going to wipe my brush and go a little bit more in here. Wipe, take a little water. You want to be able to control the amount of pigment you have, see? So I'm going to leave it like that. And imagine it was dry. I'm not going to wait till it's dry because I'm impatient for this video, but I'm going to take another color here. This orangey. And I'm going to do the more pigment on this side. Clean, dab the brush, take a little water, and blend it into here. Imagine a petal like that. How beautiful is a flower with two colors? So you could play around with it and do a lot of different stuff, experiment and all that. So that is the simplest way that I wanted to show you. I hope it's pretty simple. That was the point. Now let me show you on a coloring page, okay? Let's take this to the side. I'm going to pull out my Color Me Critters. So I'll show you a couple of examples in here. This is Color Me Critters. I got this a while ago for $7 at the Barnes & Noble. Now this is a page that I based with an alcohol marker. It was a glitter marker. It was a pack that I got from a viewer. So some of it is a little glittery here. I don't know if you can see, but so I based the entire background with that. But now I want to go on top here. And let me pick what color I want to do. I think I'm going to do this one, the magenta. Yeah. So I'm going to start with the magenta. I'm just going to take it out here just because it's easier. And I'm going to switch to a smaller brush because there's more details here. So I need a smaller brush. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit, and you can see here I'm doing the most pigment at the edge where, okay, and then I'm going to go down with a gradient. So let me just show you here. We'll just do section by section. That's how you want to do it. So like this. So this is the section that I'm doing, and I'm going to pull it down. Might be ambitious to do such a large section. Do it better to do smaller, but you see that? I'm going to pull it down. And it has less and less pigment as I go down. As I go down, have less pigment, and you go down like this. Alrighty, so let's continue. I'm going to do another section here, so I'll show you. We're going to do the most pigment here. Then we are going to go down like this. Okay, see? Just like that. So I am going to speed you up, and but I'm still going to have you see that. So yeah, I'm going to speed you up for this part. You can see, again, I'm putting the most pigment at the top, and as I go down in sections, it's diluted with water naturally, right? Because it has less and less pigment as you go down, and that creates a natural gradient. So I am kind of roughly doing that on top of the alcohol marker base, and it creates a nice gradient effect. So now I'm going to move to the bottom part, and I took a blue color, and I'm doing the same thing there. I'm creating a gradient from the bottom up. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit here. So yeah, you can see the most pigment again is at the bottom, and as I go up, there's less and less blue pigment on my brush. It creates a natural gradient, and I'm doing it in sections. So that's all it is. And the only reason I'm using this brush is because it's a thick barrel and it's comfortable for me to hold. But any small brush will work. Any small watercolor brush that is comfortable for you to use will work. Now I moved on and I took a flesh color and a white, and I am creating like a light cream color, mixing it there. And I'm just adding a little bit behind the monkey, a little bit of like a yellowy, off-whitey kind of color on top. And it just kind of helps to add some depth and color to that background. And again, this could be any book. It doesn't matter. I'm just using this book, but the concept is, can be used on so many books, so many different pages. And here I'm just adding a little bit more to the background on the top there and on the sides. Same technique. And that's about it. And it's so easy. Look how quick I made that background. Okay, so now I want to do these leaves here. So I'm going to show you what I showed you here. So we're going to do the the bottom part with the bluey color here. Turquoise it's called. Okay. Like that. And then we're going to go up a little with the pigment like this. Create a gradient. Sometimes it'll be a little choppy if it dried, but that's okay. We're going to leave it like that. We're going to do the rest of them like that. Okay. And I will come back once I've done it, and then when it's dry, okay? Okay, so while the other leaves are drying, you can see I finished them. I'm going to show you another leaf here, and it's the same concept. I'm putting the most pigment wherever the shadow would be, just like with pencil. But I'm dragging it upwards with more water, less pigment. As I go up, that creates a gradient. So I will explain and show more in a minute. Because when you're coloring with watercolors, you kind of want to do another element while the other one is drying. Put the most pigment here on the bottom, see? Then go up like this. Now, if you saw my other video, you would know. So right now I feel like I need a little more pigment, but I don't want too much, so I'm putting it here to see just how much I have. That it's not going to be too much. And then I can add a little more there. Okay. Now I'm leaving white, a little bit of white there at the edge. Now I can go in with another color later or with pencil to add maybe some yellow or cream or pink, whatever. Peach you could do, magenta, so many options. But you could see what I did with the green there. Here is the shadow, so I'm taking the most pigment where the shadow is. And like that, like this. And then I'm going to take, if I'm deciding the shadow is here, so I will make this the bump. dabbing my brush, going up. Like that. So I think I'm going to do the shadow here. So I'm going to do it on both sides of the leaf. Then I'm going to pull up a little bit with the water and making a gradient like that. Then we're going to take this part will be the shadow, so I'm going to put it right here. And go up with the gradient like this. Then I'm going to do the other sections. This section and this section. Dark. Then pulling it up with a gradient. And I'm pushing my brush down to get some more water out of it. It's going to take a while for you to get the hang of it, but look how much quicker that was than if I were to do it with pencil. Now, I think I'm going to do yellow here on this, on the edges here. So let's take my lemon yellow, clean my brush, and finally it's dry. This is what I was trying to show you, this one. We're going to take the more pigment on the edge here and then go into like this. Dab a little bit my brush, go into it. Blend a little like that. A little bit of paint, the more at the edge, then dab a little off, take some water and blend it in. There you go, like this. I hope it helps to see it in real time, instead of like speeding it up too much. Now, I'm going to show you some other examples. Okay, now you might say, well, okay, Maya, leaves and petals are easy, but what about like a harder element? So let's do the monkey. You could see that the actual illustrator told us where there's shadow here, right? Anything that's behind is going to have shadow. So the chest and the arm is underneath it's behind the head, so there's going to be shadow. Here it's behind the ear, so there's shadow. Now another thing is, usually the light is coming from the top, so here will be a highlight. See the top of the knee, and then the bottom of the leg going to have shade. Same with the arm, you know, same with the tail. The top parts are going to have the light, and the bottom is going to have the shade. So I'm going to show you. Now I thought about making him brown, because we have some beautiful browns here, but then I also kind of wanted to make him blue, so it would be like a funky kind of, you know. So I think I'm going to do blue, even though brown could be cute too, but let's just do blue because I want it to be funky. Let me get the indigo. That's my darkest blue at the moment here. And we are going to do the shadow. So wherever the shadow is, that's where I'm going to put the darkest part of my watercolor, the most amount of pigment right there, and a little bit over here behind the shadow. So then I'm going to take the water and go up. Okay. Now because the paper is not that good, you can see it kind of soaks in. It's hard to move it, but that's okay. Let's continue. We're gonna let it dry later and then do more. So then I'm gonna take the more pigment, more indigo, and do the bottom part of the hand. And then with the water, I'm gonna go up. And also here I'm gonna do a little dark because of it's behind the head. Like this. Okay. Let's take more pigment, indigo. We're gonna do the bottom of the tail, each bottom. So this is the bottom, this is the bottom. This is the bottom. And go up like that. Okay. Then the bottom of the leg here, we're going to do with the indigo dark, because this is where the light is hitting on the top of the knee. So here it's going to have the shadow. Somebody told me they really like when I explain where the shadow is, so I'm trying to do that. And here there's a shadow because it's behind the ear and the jaw. Okay. And here we are going to do a little bit of, not too much shadow here, because we're going to pretend the light is like coming this way. Okay, now, I think I'm going to do a little shadow here because it's kind of underneath the leg, so the light is hitting more the outer part. This is a little bit more inner, so I'm going to do a little shadow here too. Okay. And a little bit on the jawline here. I'm going to do... Oh, and also here. The bottom of the ear, like this. Also going to do a little bit here. Okay, so now we have a rough base of watercolor. Okay, I'm going to speed you up for this part where I'm continuing the monkey. Now, I did let the original, that first part dry before doing a second layer. Otherwise, I could damage the paper and it's just too much water. So, plus what's good about this brush, it doesn't hold a lot of water. You don't want to use too much water in many of these books. So here I'm doing a second layer. I'm using more blues. You can see I'm adding more of the lighter blue there. And then I will go with pencil on top. Oh, let me show you some other examples. I'm going to let that dry. So far we have a really nice start. And you can take it from here. You can do pencil on the rest, on the smaller items. You can mix your media. You can continue with the watercolor. Let it dry, do pencil on top, add gel pens, all that. So, and it really speeds it up and adds a nice base for to continue the picture. So let's let that dry. I'm going to show you some other examples where you could do that. Let's see. So right here, let's take let me show you what it is. Twilight Garden. This is a really good book for like beginners because there's a lot, the pictures are really big. So it's perfect also for watercolor. So like imagine doing this with watercolor. That could be awesome. But I'm going to show you a smaller area like the turnips here. Let's do the turnips with the magenta. Taking a little bit of the watercolor. And usually when something is round, the center is pointing more towards us. It's going to have the highlights. So you want to do the shade on the edges like this. Okay. And then I have the peach from the other palette has like this peachy. So I could do like that. That's pretty. That's just a base, and then you can go on top with pencil, but it's going to look really nice. Let's do again the other one. And then if you like it to be more perfect, you know, you can go on top with pencil. Or wait for it to dry and add another layer. But if your wrist hurts, this is awesome because this is very easy on the wrist. So now I'm pushing. I want to get more water on my brush, so I'm creating a gradient, see? And then I will take a little bit. Usually I would let let this dry, but I'm just gonna add a little peach right now because I'm impatient. And let me take a little bit more pigment here, even though it's not dry yet. Dabbing my brush. There you go, you have the turnips. So that's Maria Troll Twilight Garden. I'm just showing you some examples so that you don't have to have exactly whatever book I had. So this is Daydreams, another great book for beginners. You have a lot of flowers here. You would do the same thing. You would take the darker part here and then go up. You would add more water. Take away some pigment, add more water, going up. Very, very easy. You could do it on so many different things. You could do a background with a watercolor. What else? Same with like this book, you know. I used watercolor in here. Let's see. This is all watercolor. Well, actually, I did go on top with pencil on some of the items, but like these yellow flowers are just watercolor for now. And then, you know, I'm going to add in these two. The background as well. So those are examples where you could kind of use to practice this idea. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. A big thank you to Paul Rubens for sending me these awesome watercolors. They are fantastic. The only thing that's missing from this set is like a white. I like the peach too, but that's in the other set. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you want more videos like this about coloring with watercolor, I'm happy to do it. I think I will. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone. So let me just show you the finished page just because I already have it finished before the uploading of this video. And that's the finished product. And I used a ton of watercolors in here. You saw how quickly it kind of sped things up. Then you could finish it off with gel pens, acrylic markers, pencils, you know, on top. And there's some gel pen too, but a lot of that was watercolor, as you saw. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. A big thank you to Paul Rubens for this beautiful palette. I love it. And if they give me a code or anything, I will leave it below, all the information, in case you're interested in this particular palette. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, thank you for watching, and let me know if you have any questions or opinions, thoughts. Hope you're enjoying your coloring this month, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.